Hello.
Hi, Magdalena. How are
Hi,
you?
Kate. I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
This is our second try. We are recording a literary appeal, which is not literary today, because it is about talent. Talent considered as a social issue, but even as a conceptual issue. It is very difficult to define and to find out actually what talent is, because it is not only a matter of skills, and you can develop skills, you can find what you have inside and
Get better at it.
yeah, that's it. And this is the first very difficult point actually, because it is something which doesn't leave you alone. I mean, it's always there. It persecutes you.
Yes, if you don't do it, you get really frustrated. You know there's something missing in your life.
Yeah, and from a dream, it can become a nightmare.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And so, first you must try to fulfill your dreams, and which is a very superficial sentence, and we know that. But we are here also to try to explore this new concept. Well, it is not new actually, it is very old. Because if you think that talent is a concept, is a thing which comes out in the Bible, for example, in the parable of talents, and it is not considered a skill, something you can do because you are born with it, but it is money. Actually, because talents at that time were money. But even from a religious point of view, if you have something, you have to make it become bigger, become more, I don't know, important, more visible.
And fulfilling in a way.
Yeah.
Or adds to your fulfillment in life, yes.
And hiding it is a sin.
Yes. Hiding it is very, very serious, because then it leads to all the frustrations. You're not in the right field, you're working in something that has nothing to do with your interests, and you can only feel frustration. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very important. And then how about skill? Well, a talent, usually we think that a genius has a talent, but this is also a very romantic idea of talent, because we think, well, you're born with it, you are a Picasso, so you can draw, you are Goethe, so you can write. I'm sorry, it's not like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of hard work involved.
Yeah, yes. And for example, last time we talked about Anne Frank, and on one page of her diaries, she wrote, I know I can write, but I don't know if I have talent. Well, where is the difference actually? I know I can do something, but am I talented enough?
Yes, I think the whole idea of talent is reduced to, sometimes it's trivialized by a child who can dance on YouTube and dances very well, but that seems to be the sum of it. But it goes much, much further than that. And that child could perhaps grow up to be a huge star, but being a star is not necessary. Being fulfilled is what's necessary.
But what do you need to get to it?
Yes.
You need endurance and discipline.
Yes, a lot of hard work.
Yeah, a lot of exercise.
Yes.
For example, I don't know if you know this trumpet player, an American called Botti. And
No, I don't know who.
well, he's one of the best trumpet player now.
Oh dear.
And yeah, he was born in 1962. Chris Botti is his name.
Okay, yes.
Well, I'm making some advertising maybe now, but well, it really struck me because I read an interview with him a couple of months ago, and well, he said that okay, the biggest part of his success is his talent, of course. Thank you very much. He's really, really good at it, and then rehearsing and studying and rehearsing and studying, and then at the end he comes out with Sting. You know him, the singer from The Police? Yeah. He had this, I don't know, strike of luck. Can we call it like that?
A stroke of luck. Yes.
Stroke of luck.
Stroke of luck. Yes.
Thank you. And he met Sting. Sting recognized bought his talent, and so here we are. Now he's a star.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we can connect it even with Kleist, for example, one of our characters too. Well, why
Although
did
a tragic one?
Yeah.
Yes, goes the
Why-
other way.
Yeah,
Yes.
why did he think that he was so talented? Because somebody else told him that he had it, that he
Yes.
could write.
Yes.
And authority. So talent needs exercise, discipline, endurance, and so on. But
And recognition.
that's it.
Yeah, it needs recognition. And recognizing talent comes from many, many sources. Probably parents initially, but not necessarily parents recognize it. And at school, where it should be recognized, do we give the opportunity for young people to have their talents recognized? I would say no, unfortunately, in many cases, because the school pours information into the students, wants them to regurgitate it for the exams, but is the school actually looking at the child and saying, I want to know who you are?
Yeah.
And very often that's not the case. Children, it's something that you can discuss, and we can go about that in full.
Yeah, that's true. So you need an authority in the end.
Somebody who's actually saying, yes, it could be a teacher who says, my God, this child is talented, and let's develop this talent. Or make the child aware of the talent so that their family can become involved. And not only with children, also with adults. I mean, very late, people have to work at jobs they don't like, and then suddenly when they retire, they discover that they have a huge talent for something they didn't even know existed. So it's across the board. I think there's an enormous question of responsibility in talent, because it's not just the individual who has to be happy doing what he or she is good at, but it's the society which benefits from that. Because if we're all doing what we like doing, and if we are talented and that can be brought out, it makes for a much richer society. Everybody plays off each other positively in this sense. I think this is a huge issue, talent. It's not, when I said, it's reductive when you have a little child jumping up and down on and even very poetically jumping up and down and artistically on YouTube. It's not enough. It's a huge issue. It's something that's got to be developed in everybody. I mean, as a retired person, or semi-retired, I have to work to eat, but I discovered that I can do things, and I've exhibited my work now, and I know I'm not a total failure, which I probably thought I was.
Yes. So it's a game of give and take.
Absolutely.
Yes, you give your talent, but you take acknowledgement, of
Yes.
course, from outside. You need something from outside. But if we try to support each other, if I see your work, which is good, I tell you, go on,
Yes.
improve yourself, accept critics.
And know you're inside a context also, because you're not just an individual. You mentioned earlier on that you have to study.
Yeah,
Looking at other people's work, realizing you're part of a context. Nobody acts in isolation. We're all part of a current, a moment in history. We look around us, we learn from people. We don't copy them, but we learn them. We make what is important in their work part of, it might strike a chord in what we're doing as well. I mean, you have to study and look and read, and silence was the subject that you brought up in connection with talent, the need for silence.
Yes, it is important because you can find yourself when you are surrounded by silence, and it is very, very important for talent, for developing what you have inside. And usually people nowadays are afraid of silence, of being alone. I think this is the biggest source of inspiration, and not only for great works. We're not famous, nobody knows us.
We're
but
modestly famous. You will make us famous.
Yes,
we
of
don't want
course.
fame. We don't want fame.
No.
Thank you.
But yes, for small things, but which give you a lot. Satisfaction, pleasure, which is not only a physical thing, but it is something good for your brain, for your heart, for your well-being among other people.
Yes. In fact, in the American Constitution, the pursuit of happiness is one of the issues. And the pursuit of happiness, I mean, happiness is something that might not be there, but at least we can try to get some of it
Yes, we must have
from
it.
the pleasure we get from
always
developing our talent.
in front of us.
Yes.
But yes, talents. I mean, I can cook, so that's my talent.
I'm
No, I
terrible at
can't.
cooking.
I can't. Come on. But I can entertain people. So let's do it. I can grow flowers. Okay. I can sell flowers or whatever.
I can prune bushes. I'm good
See?
at pruning. Okay.
So yes. Now we're getting to.
We're getting silly.
Yeah, we're getting silly.
But that's good. Yes, if you've got a talent. Well, I think everybody has some sort of talent. It might be minor. It might be very, very seemingly insignificant, but it is what makes you happy. And I think that is the bottom line. If you have a talent in anything, or you have to follow it, because it gives you pleasure and it makes you happy, and your being happy makes the people around you happy, usually.
Yeah, it won't leave you alone, believe me.
Yeah,
You must do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye.
See you.